For someone who has been a principal turning around schools, I have to say, maybe that's one thing, so maybe the city council isn't gonna be so bad, you know? But it is wonderful to have you, Suzanne, all the best, and people don't wanna hear me, they wanna hear you, so Suzanne.
Thank you, Georgia, for hosting this party here and open up your beautiful home to us. How often do we come into a home? Always wanted to know what's inside these beautiful homes. But now we know.
Just us.
Well, thank you all for being here. I've been looking forward to this so much. So as you all know, that I've been a teacher and principal for 35 years in the Boston Public School. If I can survive that. And rise at the top of the profession, you know that I know how to get things done and get results for the children of the city of Boston. So for more than 35 years, I've worked in the schools and in the community to making sure that all of our working families, particularly women, have access to housing, to job training, and don't have to worry about their children because they're in a good school. So I'm proud of that record. And the way I was able to accomplish that is really by bringing everyone together, very diverse populations, to bring folks together and have everyone focus on a common goal. Because I believe, deep down, I believe that everybody wants the same thing. Regardless where they live, where they come from, what economic situation they're in, they all want the same thing. It's for their children to go to the best school, for the next generation to be better than what we are, to have access to jobs, access to affordable place to live, and live in safe and thriving neighborhoods. That's all. That's not too much to ask. And in America today, that should be a goal that everybody. I was on NPR on Monday, the interview.
Wow.
Did anyone you heard it?
No, but we're gonna Google this.
So one of the first questions that a caller called in to say that morning they found out the BTU did not endorse me. They said, how can that be? You're a principal, you've done all this work in education. You turned around schools and you got the Quincy School to be at the top of Massachusetts. How can they not endorse you? I said, well, you know, they didn't even interview me, so I don't even know what the process is. But I can guess it might have something to do with me when I've been principal, that I did take on the teachers union and dismiss 3 teachers. Because for me, there's nothing more important than the children's education. It is not about this job for anybody. But if you are an ineffective teacher, then you have no business being there. And that's tough. So I have done that kind of difficult work to make sure that our children, that you have a job to do, it's your responsibility to do your best. And that's the kind of integrity that I want to bring to the city councilor's office. I understand the city council is not a glamorous job. That you gotta answer people's phone calls and attend to constituent service. But at the end of the day, that office is the closest to people on the ground. Closest to people in the community. So what that office, people in that office, what they do matters. To bring people's trust to government. But that is what people talk about in South Boston. So it's not about language. It's not what folks like sometimes in Chinatown feel like, oh, maybe we don't get it because we don't speak English. I said, It's the same thing in South Boston, in the South, that people feel like their phone call goes in the black hole. They don't know where it goes. And who are you supposed to call? Well, it should not be that way. It should not be that way. And you should not need to know somebody important to get things done. You should not. So that is what I'm about. So education was my professional background. I want to focus on really bringing all the city services and what we have in the city to focus on the whole child. Because it's not just the school. In order for our children to thrive. It's not just about schooling. It's everything in their life.
They need to have good health. Hello there. Good health, healthy body, healthy mind. You know, they're only in school officially in school for 6.5 hours. That's the rest of the day. So there needs to be enrichment opportunities, but you have to win people's trust. So I ask people, so I said when I talk on doors in South Boston, I talk like that, and then usually by the end of my talk, they say, you have my phone. That is if I can find somebody at the door. So that's absolutely important that I have all these volunteers that come and help me make phone calls and knock on doors for me and let people know who I am. And more often than not now when I knock on doors, particularly in South Boston, they say, I know who you are.
Great.
That was amazing.
That's fabulous. Yeah.
They said, I know who you are. You're here. I said, wow. I thank you for being here. I shock a lot of people for coming first in the preliminary.
Yeah.
And I want to shock them again next Tuesday.
Yes.